Hi there, welcome back. In my last video I looked at place value with the hope that I can begin to help parents at home as a teacher to learn how we teach children things in school so they can better support their children with homework. I asked my class about this today. I told them that it used to drive me nuts when my mum, who was a teacher, would help me with my homework. For some reason we would often fight, we'd never really understand each other, and it would almost always end in tears. So I want to try to avoid that for your sake and for your children's sake. So I asked my class today, what is it that I could try to help your parents with? And 30 hands shot up. I asked one person, she said maths, and everyone else nodded and put their hands down. All the kids find that with all the stuff we teach them now with maths, the methods that we know as adults don't necessarily match up with the stuff we're teaching them in school. In actual fact, they're really similar. So I'm just going to try to make the link between what we might know and use regularly and how the children know it. So I'm going to start with column addition now, and then I will show you column subtraction in another video. I hope it helps. Okay, so column addition. This is how we do it. It will be really familiar to everyone, nothing new. We would traditionally just do it like this. So 4 add 3, 7, 6 add 5, 11. So then I'm carrying the 1. We now call that exchanging. We'll talk about that again in a minute. And then 1 add 7, add the extra 1 is 9 altogether. Bob's your uncle, 917. Nice and simple. And I can hear you screaming at your computer right now, what the hell is wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. This is a fine method. It's absolutely fine to use a method like this. We encourage it, but it's really important for the children to also understand the concepts behind what they're doing, because if they just learn methods, then when we get to more complicated stuff, they can't problem solve, they can't work out what's going wrong, or they can't, take it any further because they only know the method. So it's really important that when they're doing things like this, they get what the numbers mean and what's happening with them. So that's why we would use counters. So I'm now going to show you that. Okay, so here I've built my number. I've got 100, 6 tens and 4 ones, 164. And the number that I'm adding onto that is 753. So I'll start by adding on my 3 ones. They go in there, and that very simply will become 7. So I've now got 7 ones. I then want to add on my 50, so 5 tens. When I put them into this column, I get a problem, which is that there are now 11 in this column. And I can't actually have 11 in there because that's a 2-digit number. It can only be 1 digit per column. So I'm going to have to do what we call an exchange. And if you saw my initial place value video, I explain how that works. So I would take away 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've now taken away 10 of those tens. And I can exchange those for 100 because there are 10 tens in 100. So I've now got 100 extra there, giving me just a 1 in the tens column. So now when I continue, I've got my 10 tens, but they're in there. So instead of 11 tens, I've got an extra 100 and just 1 10. So now I want to add on my 700, so that my number was 753. So I would take my 700s like this, and they would get added on to what was initially already in there. So now altogether you can see that I have got 900 in that column. And that is how it works, really nice and simply. So in short, I've done exactly what I did when I had the paper version, but this just gives children that little bit of understanding of what's going on in the numbers. So if they come home harking on about this, this is what they're on about. If you don't have counters, you can just draw this table out and do dots in the columns and it will work just as well. But if you wanted some counters, you can get them on Amazon and things like that, or you can just make a few of your own. Thank you very much.